The East River. For over 300 years, this beautiful tidal strait has been as important to the growth and industrialization of New York City as the advent of any modern-day vehicle. Today, despite its rapid currents, the river appears rather tranquil and relatively serene. However, up until 9/11, the East River was the setting for the biggest tragedy in New York's history: the wreck of the passenger steamboat General Slocum. On June 15, 1904, over 1,000 of the Slocum's 1,342 passengers perished in the East River after a fire started on board. As is true with any disaster in the United States, effects of the General Slocum's tragic demise were plentiful and resounding. Almost immediately after, maritime laws and fire safety regulations were assessed and changed. The Slocum's captain, Van Schaik, was convicted of criminal negligence and, other than his trusty dog, Shishwine, would spend the rest of his life in solitude after being shunned by society. In this rare interview footage, some of the local townfolk voiced their hatred towards the captain.
I like to punch his fucking face for making them people die in that river. And I wish I had him in my hands.
I caught him with my wife one time, yeah. He's a piece of shit. Fuck that guy.
But on a larger scale, an ever-growing entertainment industry was ready to capitalize. In the early 20th century, stand-up comedy was just blossoming in New York City. The idea of pushing the envelope came naturally to Manhattan comics, and with this new industry came new industry terms, all thanks to the General Slocum.
Go on with me on this one. What has 2,042 legs and can't kick to save their lives? Everyone on the General Slocum.
Too soon.
Too soon? What does that mean?
The music industry was also just starting to take off, which meant it was only a matter of time before singer-songwriters would try to cash in on the Slocum disaster. Enter the infamous Gordon Lightloafer, arguably the biggest name in American music in 1904, and his hit song, The Wreck of the General Slocum.
I've got me a steamboat as big as a whale, and it's got a hull that can't fail. It's perfectly safe if you're perfectly willing. So come on and bring your women and children.
Not long after, a prominent silent film director, who was in no way Jewish at the time, dredged up the tragic story and made a movie about it. But a new American standard would continue to swim even today. It's better to ignore history, hope for the best, and try to make as much money off of tragic events as possible.